Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are currently ready to land on Minmus. And taking a look at our orbit here, it's not tremendous for landing in one of the flats. We could land up here, no doubt about it. That wouldn't be a problem necessarily. We could land almost anywhere. I suppose we could land in the flats over here. And we are heading towards these. So that's a theoretical possibility. Flats are usually much safer to land in, so yeah, we could do that. So let's go ahead and extend our landing gear here. And we can commence this burn relatively soon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a maneuver here that's going to be retrograde, not that retrograde. That was way too retrograde. Let's bring this around to be about like that or so. That'll do the trick. So I'm mostly just going to use this for timing. We're going to start this burn in approximately 1 minute, and we'll land somewhere over here. Nice and flat. Very unlikely that we tip over with this extremely long lander. So we'll extend the solar panel. Wonderful. And we've got about 40 seconds now. Let's warp forward a little bit. 30 seconds. 20. And let's lock to the node for now. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, mark. Okay, and we are on our way in. This is going to mostly be horizontal velocity minus, and in fact, this is exactly the type of burn that I want. I want to get our horizontal speed down to nil, and you can see our vertical speed is building up, but we need to burn down our horizontal quite a bit. Current thrust to weight is 6.86, looks like no real problem. So the horizontal speed is currently down to about 80 meters per second. Looks great. I'm going to get rid of this maneuver. It doesn't matter. And we are going to just keep an eye on that horizontal speed. Currently 50 meters per second. 40 meters per second. And you can see our vertical speed building up quite a lot. 20 meters per second horizontally. Okay. That's basically gone. We can dial that down a little bit. We're at about half a meter per second. And let's just bring this down very, very gently. 0.3, 0.2. We're starting to lose efficiency on that. Okay, this is good enough. We're going to just let this be, and we're going to go to surface velocity minus at this point. Excellent. So everything is looking good here. You can see we definitely still have a little bit of horizontal speed here. This is not like straight down, although actually surface velocity. There we go. A teeny tiny little bit of horizontal speed. This is not straight down, but that's absolutely understood. We're going virtually straight down. Now, do we need to get a flag here? Yeah, we entered into a suborbital space flight above Minmus. That's absolutely true. I don't think we have a contract to plant a flag. One might appear after we complete some of these. So we should hop back to the KSC before we leave here. And that'll be absolutely fine. How are we doing on our life support? Actually, that's perfectly fine. No issues with life support there. I like it. So we're just going to hop down here. We're going to set up our little surface outpost. We're not actually making an outpost here. This is just for the purposes of the contract, but we're going to definitely do our surface deployed science here, and that will get us a nice little trickle of science over time. So that'll be good. As we can see here, we are just coasting our way down. We're at about 46 meters per second. I'm keeping an eye on this timer here. We've got about 1 minute and 20 seconds until we need to commence our landing burn. So everything is looking good on that front. DV is looking to be about 84 meters per second for that landing burn. That is not significant. It'll be higher than that. We're not going to do this at peak efficiency, but this is looking good for the moment. So we're about 1 minute away from that burn. And can we see where our actual landing point is? KER should put a bullseye on the ground somewhere. I don't see it right now. We might still be a little too high up. We are currently about almost 5 kilometers up. So yeah, I don't see it at this moment. It should be there somewhere, though. So we've got about 40 seconds on this countdown. And everything is looking good. I actually think this might be the bullseye. I don't know. It's very, very hard to see if that's it. It should be right about here. Actually, I see it. It's right here. Excellent. So yeah, right there is our landing site. That looks good. We're about 24 seconds on this burn. We're going to take this down to a margin of about 2 seconds, I think. And we're going to burn slightly early, just in case. 14 seconds. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Commencing landing burn. Again, this is slightly early. We're going to get most of that speed shaved off here. We can see the timer going up. 4 seconds. Excellent. 5 seconds. So yeah, we're definitely early on this. Here's our shadow out over here. This is starting to go up a lot. I'm going to take it up to about 15 seconds, and then we are just going to slowly coast down here. We'll actually probably just manually bring this in for now. I don't care about this anymore. So we'll just slowly decelerate, keeping an eye on our shadow here, giving us a good indicator of how high up we still are. 6 meters per second at this point, and continuing to go down here. I want to drop our speed a little bit, down to 4 meters per second. 3, 2 meters per second. Okay, I'm throttling down a little bit here. We're down to 1 meter per second. Okay, that's going up a little bit. I want to be slowly decelerating here, but this is overall very clean. I'm going to put this into up, just in case. 0.5 meter per second. And contact. Beautiful. Okay, so let's grab our crew report. There we go. And let's grab our temperature scan. We'll grab our atmospheric pressure scan. Turns out there's no atmosphere from here. Mystery goo observation. Materials study. Excellent. So we're going to need to store all of that up here, of course. And let's go ahead and collect all of this. I'm going to stow this solar panel because we're going to be doing crew operations here. Not all items could be stored up here. Is that including these? No, we did get those. Okay, let's open up our service bay for now. There we go. And we're going to have Bob EVA here. Now, we should have completed some contracts here. Yeah, so that's Explore Minmus. Yup. Excellent. Contract complete. Build a new surface outpost on Minmus. Let's hop back to the Space Center before we do anything else here. So, I want to see what's available for contracts. If we have a contract to plant a flag, that would be great. If we don't, we're going to do it anyway, but it would be fantastic to plant a flag for a contract here and get paid for it. So, let's see what's available in Mission Control. Plant a flag on Minmus. That's exactly what we want. Plant a flag on Minmus and rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of Minmus. Okay. We'll accept that, and we'll also do this. Okay, as far as rendezvousing 2 vessels, is this from Flats, Greater Flats, or Lowlands? This is in Minmus. I want to upgrade Mission Control here to allow us max contracts unlimited so that we can grab this. We're going to grab a green sandstone, and that will be absolutely fine. So we now have a lot of things that we want to do on Minmus. Beautiful. This is going to be worth an awful lot for us. So let's go fly our lunar lander, or rather our mooner lander, over here on Minmus. And to be honest, we can probably turn our smart ASS fully off at this point. We shouldn't need to be held up here. So let's just turn this completely off. And we should just be able to rest here like this. So, we need to do a bunch of science work. So, I'm going to have Bob EVA here, and yeah, we've walked on the surface of Minmus. Beautiful. And I want to drop on down here. So, we're going to head down to here. We'll grab our EVA report and our surface sample. Beautiful. And we're going to restore the Science Junior. I bet that we don't have reach to restore the Mystery Goo, so we're going to try to hop down over here a little bit. Okay. There's no atmosphere to analyze here. I want to grab this guy. There we go. We'll restore that. Bob, are you okay over there? Cool. So we'll observe this Mystery Goo, and we'll conduct the material study. There we go. We'll keep that experiment, and we'll collect the data and restore, collect the data and restore. So we should already have data up in here at this point. So we're going to need to run these experiments again. And we'll keep that. And we'll keep this. So that's both of these at this point. That's all of the data that we can get there. Now, Bob is kind of awkwardly located, but that's fine. We'll just close these doors for the time being. And how much life support did Bob use for that? Let's see here. Here we go. So we can see his EVA propellant is pretty okay. Okay, so this is in the Great Flats. Understood. So we're going to need to find a sandstone. That might be one right there. Let's hop in here for now, and let's reset our life support and our EVA propellant and such. So that'll be fine. And then we're going to have Bob EVA again. And we're going to, actually, I want to collect any data here that we can. There we go. We're going to grab another surface sample. This surface sample is going to be stored in here. And then Bob is going to EVA one more time. And where was that rock? Here. Over here. Okay. So we're going to go grab that real quick here. And off we go. So we're traveling at about 10 meters per second. This should be relatively safe here. And we're going to have to come to a halt here. Okay, something along the lines of this. So we're going to then grab... We're going to remove our helmet. No, that's going to be absolutely terrible. We're going to grab our green sandstone. There we go. Perfect. So we've now got the green sandstone, and let's head right on back. Anytime you want to let me RCS, Bob, that would be great. Okay. Apparently he turned off his RCS to grab the green sandstone. Hi, Kerbal. That is very pretty. And distant looking. I like it. That looks really neat. Okay, so we're heading on back to the vehicle at this point, but we don't necessarily want to just be done here, right? We've got lots of EVA propellant here, and we are going to stop right about here or so. There we go. And we are going to, well, actually, let's get a little closer here. Can we reach this? We can. Okay, so these are solar panels. I want to specifically set up the... I want to set up the science experiments with Bob here. So let's hop around over this way. We're going to need an engineer to set up some of the other stuff, but here's the passive seismometer, and we can also use this. So I'm going to just swap all of these like so, temporarily. And we're then going to perform the EVA science here. Ah, yes. Very scientific. Excellent. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to grab, and yes, we want to keep that. We need to grab this, and we need to, actually, can we replace it like this? Okay, something like that. Then we need to swap these temporarily. There we go. And we're just going to hop on over this direction. I don't really care too much where we end up putting this, so let's just put it here for now. This is, of course, not tectonically active, so we're going to need impacts if we want to gather that data. But it'll be good to have here regardless. Okay, next up, let's grab our weather station. Which, our weather station, of course, there's no weather here. So this is not going to be very useful either. But that's absolutely fine for now. So let's put this down over here. Will do. Excellent. So that all looks good. I'm keeping an eye on our life support here. We've got plenty for the time being. So this is all power here. We brought a mystery goop container, didn't we? Surely we brought a mystery goop container. Okay, we'll have to bring that back with the next pass here. We knew that we probably would need another pass here anyway, so I guess that's fine. Let's grab our jetpack and parachute here again. It's a little unfortunate that we apparently forgot the mystery goo unit, but that's the one thing that can generate us science at this point. But we needed to come back here at some point anyway, so that's okay. We'll come back when we've got a little bit more science equipment available. So we're going to need to have, let's see, I'm going to have Valentina be the one to EVA here. And her job is just to come down over here, get herself some experience, and she's going to plant a flag here. Excellent. Site name is going to be Delicious, if I can type. There we go. Delicious mint ice cream. Perfect. Okay, good job, Valentina. So we got that flag planted. That is that contract completed. And now Valentina is going to head right back in here. So let's just move ourselves on around here and fly right on in. Valentina, I question those physics. But physics don't really apply to Valentina, so that's fine. So next what we need to do is we need to have Bill EVA here. Ah, right, we're going to have to shuffle crew around. He doesn't have a hatch here. So we're going to need to transfer crew, Bill Kerman, up to here. But we're going to need to transfer crew. This is going to be... escape that. Transfer crew from here is going to be Valentina. We're going to transfer her down over here. There we go. And then transfer Bill up to here. There we go. Now Bill should be able to EVA. Perfect. So let's make our way on down over here, with Bill's job, of course, being to set up the communication equipment and the solar panels. So that'll be absolutely fine. Anytime you want to land, Bill, that would be great. And let's see what we've got here. So here's a Communitron. Perfect. Let's just place that right over this direction. I really don't know what is causing the movement on this. Those are called anemometers, right? I think they're called anemometers, the wind speed measurers. I don't exactly remember the name, but I don't know what's causing that. Maybe we're just making it move to make it look pretty. Okay, so there's our Communitron done. I don't know if we'll have a connection over here at all. Actually, we know that we see Kerbal up in the sky, so yeah, there'll be a connection here. It's just kind of facing an awkward direction, but that doesn't actually matter in KSP. So we can then put in our solar panels. Although we're going to need, of course, our experiment control unit over here. I'm definitely saddened by the fact that we forgot the mystery goo component. And unless that's, like, up here? No. Bill. He jumped way too hard. He broke most of our solar panels there. It's okay, we've still got one. Bill, can you stop tumbling and turn your RCS on? No, he cannot. Well done, Bill. And of course he couldn't turn his RCS on. He does not have his jetpack currently. So he's going to have to head back over here, and we don't have any repair kits, so we can't repair these solar panels, but it doesn't matter. We've got one furled, and one is enough. So he broke all 3 of those solar panels. Good job, Bill. So we've got all of these that we need to deploy, and we've got our ground station as well. So we're going to need to do something like this. Excellent. So I'm just going to put that down over here, and we'll see how much power we need. It's more than this, for sure. So let's see what we've got here. We'll just let this thing get established. There we go. So we can see total power needed 3, total power available 2. So we're going to have plenty of power for this, and we knew that. I just wish that one of these was a mystery goo. But what I wanted to check was if we ended up putting a mystery goo up in one of these. No, we did not. Okay, so we just completely forgot to bring a mystery goo. Yeah, that's what that is. Okay, well, Bill, I'm going to need you to set up some of the power panels here. We're not going to need any more power than this, so that's looking good. And yeah, I'm not concerned about that solar panel being broken, but Bill was way too enthusiastic with that jump. Okay, let's put a power panel about here. That'll be fine, and we've got 5 more of these to deploy, and then that should be basically everything. So at this point, we need to head over here, grab this guy. There we go. And it really doesn't matter where we put these things. This is completely okay. So we will have to return here, but we needed to return here anyway because of the surface ionographer. So this is completely fine. We would have had to do this anyway. And we can have a lighter payload next time because we're not going to need the solar panels. We've got all the solar panels we need, but next time I will definitely, like when we're going to the moon with this, I will definitely omit one of these solar panels and have a mystery goo. I don't know why we didn't do that. And we can probably omit another one for the ionographer and do it all in one go later once we have the science for the ionographer, which we don't have right now, but we might be able to get after this particular mission because this is going to be worth a lot of science. So that is absolutely wonderful. I'm keeping an eye on our life support, but our life support is not an issue at this moment. It might be an issue on the way back. I don't think it will be. But let's just put this here, and I think we need one more solar panel at this point. So what do we got in... Oh, he's trying to shove the rocket over right now. Good job, Bill. You haven't broken enough, I see. Perfect. Okay, so that's empty. That will be empty. I feel like that EVA kit should have been consumed, but okay, whatever. So for now, this seems absolutely fine. We're just going to deposit this guy right about here, and if we check this, we should have a huge, huge surplus of power at this point. So let's see here. Yeah, so comm signal 1.0, total power needed 3, total power available 14. Yeah, that's about what I expected. So that sounds good. Bill, you're really ambitious with these jumps. I didn't actually intend to do that. We need to go grab him his EVA pack. So, yeah, he's going to build up a little speed on the way down, but it shouldn't be too bad. He'll fall over, probably. I don't think this is going to count as a seismometer impact, although that would be funny if it did. That would be quite funny. Okay, Bill, let's go grab you your EVA kit so you can get back in. We're pretty much done here. You've done enough damage. Okay, this one's empty. This one's got the EVA packs. Okay, here we go. This is what we wanted. So we need the jetpack and the parachute. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to get back in here. RCS on. And let's head right on over. Excellent. And in we go. Okay, so at this point, I think we're ready to head on home. I don't think there's anything else for us to do here. Let's check here. Plant flag on Minmus, that is completed. Rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of Minmus. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely do that. I don't want to do that with this vehicle, though. That doesn't have to be manned. We can do that with a really, really cheap manned vehicle and then crash both of them here for some seismic data, maybe. And this we're going to have to come back for. I intended to have this, but we apparently forgot it. So that is absolutely understood. Yeah, there's nothing in the inventories here. So, yep, definitely did not bring the mystery goo containment unit. That's absolutely fine, I suppose. Let's get out of here. I don't think there's anything else for us to do here at this time other than make our way into orbit. So off we go here, just gently lifting off a bit, and I want to rotate us off over this direction to rotate kind of to azimuth here. We'll put ourselves into kill rot, and we'll bring ourselves over here, throttling up. What's our current apoapsis? Reasonably high. Let's just position ourselves here for the moment, and at this point, we're probably okay to burn pretty much to the horizon, but there's a bit of a hill here. Let's make sure we're going to clear it. I'm just going to take our apoapsis height up to about 5 kilometers. So that is 5 kilometers there, and now we should definitely be clear. So I'm just going to take us to horizontal velocity up. Beautiful. We've got lots of fuel left over here, of course, and we're going to be jettisoning all of this, which is fine. I don't actually care about that. So we're currently heading away from Kerbal, but that's absolutely okay for now. And we're going to go to an apoapsis height, I don't know, 20 kilometers. Probably good enough. Okay, engine shut down, and off we go. So we're going to add a maneuver here. This is going to be slightly awkward inclination, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're going to circularize this. We don't need to go too far here. Just get ourselves into orbit. Boy, that's sensitive. Okay, this is good enough. So we'll hop over to the node, and this is going to be in 9, almost 10 minutes. Okay. So we've got a long coast period here. Well, farewell landing site. We will be back. Wonderful. Okay, let's warp on over. So we're going to warp pretty slowly until we get a little higher. There we go. 6 minutes left. Fantastic. This would be another great place to land, near the Greater Flats here. But we've currently got about 56 seconds here. It's very hard to read this text when we're in, like, this. I can't read this at all. I don't know if you can. That is completely illegible to me. Out here is not too bad. 45 seconds. I can read that. But this is ideal. What they should have done, of course, is they should have put, like, a shadow or an outline on this text, or just put a, like, transparent box underneath it or something with a, like, lower opacity black box or something. There's ways to handle that. 20 seconds until this burn. Okay, 7, 6, 5. Now that it's orange, it's easy to read. 3, 2, 1, 0, mark. Okay, so this is going to put us back into orbit, and it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to bring these guys right on home. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.